Okay, who's going to clean up their side of the room faster? The Narwal Flow or the Roborock Saros 10R? Spinning mop pads against mop roller. And this is a chocolate syrup mess that is extremely sticky and messy. Ooh, the Narwal Flow is going too much on his. He should have stayed over here more. Sometimes the mop pads stop.
Pause.
Let me pause. The Roborock's got to catch up over here. I don't know what he was doing over there.
Task resume.
I had no idea the 10R could lift its legs. That is so funny.
To wash them up.
So the narwhal thinks it's done. I thought I put the narwhal. It did 3 rounds of cleaning. Huh. So the narwhal's done. I am speechless. I thought it would have cleaned all of that. So it recognized that as pet poop. Roborock is on 3 cleans.
Returning to dock.
On the Roborock, I got a remopping event. On the narwhal, I had to tell it to go mop this area again. So automatically came back, had to tell the narwhal to come back.
Finished cleaning. Returning to dock. Start down the selected zone.
I did tell the Roborock to come back and remop this area.
mistook.
So it recognized that as a stain and went ahead and cleaned it. It's got to come back and do this little area right here. The narwhal just would not, it recognized it as, it did 3 rounds.
Starting to wash them up.
But it recognized that as a stain. Yeah. As an unclean pet poop, so. Okay, it's finishing up its second pass. I can tell you, this floor is clean. But the main thing is, it's not sticky. It's squeaky clean. I don't have any stickiness from this. So spinning mop pads can do just as good a job as mop rollers. Now the Narwhal, you know, it recognized that as a pet waste and it just avoided it. So, but the Roborock Saros did not recognize it. It actually recognized it as like dirt or a stain that actually needed cleaned and needed intense cleaning. So there's two flaws with the Narwhal, which I'm going to talk about here. There might be 3 flaws. I just was going to pull the Narwal Flow out because it was done and drying the mop. And this happened. So that's concerning. I mean, I know we're not supposed to turn them over, but you should be able. I got this one turned over. It's not too bad. It makes me think the dirty water tank is got something in it, because you got to be able to turn these over. I mean, I guess I got to turn it off first, but okay. So 2 flaws. If this thing would stop sucking up dirty water, obviously the recognition of recognizing that as pet waste needs to be fine-tuned. The dirt detection sensor is not as good as the Roborock. I've always thought the Narwhal had the best dirt detection sensor when the dirty water gets sucked up. But this is about the 4th event now that I've been testing with this, where obviously it cleaned up a big mess and it needed to do a remopping event, and I didn't get that on a lot of occasions. So, and this 3rd thing is I had some dirty water leak out from somewhere. All I did was I grabbed the robot, I kind of tilted it up a little bit, but then a bunch of dirty water came out. So I don't like that at all. I mean, obviously, but that area is dry. It is doing a good job of drying. The mop roller's not dry, but anyway, so these are able to capture that Hershey syrup. What a test. I cannot believe that test. This was the underdog. Its wheels got stuck on the syrup. The spinning mop pads got stuck on the syrup. I thought, oh, what did I do? I just made the worst video in the world. And did we prove something? I can't believe how good this did, spinning mop pads. Now, not all spinning mop pads are created equal. This one does have a really good dirt detection sensor, and it does have that good, it can recognize stains and then make a square around that stain. So while you can have the best mopping robot, you've got to have some good software. You've got to have some good stain recognition. You've got to have a good dirt detection sensor. Really disappointed in that dirt detection sensor on that. I think that would fix a lot of problems. Erring on the side of dog poop, I get that, but I think you got to be able to tell depth, because that stain was actually like, there was no depth. And I think with dog poop, most of the time it's going to have some depth. You know, it's going to be like a raised. Most of the time it's raised at a mound, but a stain would not have it like, And if it was dog poop or throw up that was like flat and dried on, I mean, I would actually want the robot to clean it up if it didn't have any depth to it, where it would get into the wheels and be smeared all over. Yeah. I can't stress how much the Roborock Saros 10R, it does a good job of cleaning its mop pads. That thing's like a wreck when it docks. That's so annoying how loud it is. Now, there's no denying this did do a good job of, you know, it's got some dirty water in there, and there was one other job that was in there too, and I will empty the dirty water in the Saros 10R. Okay, so where the Roborock only went, now it came over here and did 1 pass or two, but it is, this side is sticky. It needs a couple more. Over here where the Roborock did a few more passes, there is no stickiness whatsoever. Again, not sure. I just wanted to play around with the Narwal Flow so much. And then, I don't know, this video just came out of nowhere. There was no, I don't know how to explain it. I just want to test that Narwal Flow. All I'm seeing is videos of how great this thing is. I really, really want to put it through the testing. That's such an expensive robot. Right now it's falling short in two, like I said, 3 areas. And I got to keep a track on that dirty water. But definitely in 2 areas, the front detection sensor, you know, overly cautious. And then the dirt detection sensor, I don't think is right. I think it is off a little bit because, like I said, the 4 or 5 events I've been testing it with, I've gotten the dirt detection sensor once, but not the second time. And so anyway, there needs to be a scale on how sensitive that dirt detection sensor is. It was cool to see. I could set how many dirt detection remopping events it does, but it uses the word AI and it didn't say how many that was. So again, I don't like when they give us a setting that they don't tell us about. They gave us 1, 2, 3 or AI. Well, what is AI? I don't know. If you know, let me know in the comments. Again, thanks everybody for watching. JustADadApproved.com is my website. Sign up for emails. When these robots go on sale, the ones that I highly recommend, I'll send out an email. So again, I just feel like I need to take a little bit of a break. I think I've been hitting these robot vacuum cleaners too hard. I do have the new Aqua Dream come. No, I haven't ordered it yet, but I will. And the Mova Z60, I ordered it, but it's 2 weeks out. So I will be doing those. Yeah, I'm needing some help here on how to do some of these mop rollers, mop pads. Again, I'm not wanting to get too complicated, but I'm wanting to show kind of real world results. I do plan on taking the Narwal Flow to my house. So again, earlier I was saying sign up for my emails at justadadapproved.com. You can find the best robots at the best price. That's the goal of my videos. This video, again, that Narwal Flow, I mean, I can do whatever I want about it. Right now, it's got the Just a Dad sticker seal of approval, but I can always take that off and say, no, but maybe some of the stuff can be fixed with software. It's really hard, just too early on this one. Way too much hype on this Narwal Flow. Again, with the whole mop roller just being the best thing and wiping everything off. And well, yeah, it does do some of that. And with liquid, it is probably the best, but with dried on stains, I'm not so sure. I think mop pads do just as good a job, or spinning mop pads. So again, thanks everybody for watching. JustADadApproved.com. Not every video is going to be like this. I'm just kind of, something's off a little bit today. I'm not really sure what's going on. Wasn't really sure exactly. Things just, I wanted to do the unboxing, the first look. The first look didn't go as planned because again, I was expecting so much, and it just kind of, it has that narwhal like, cleaning patterns just, The settings were like, oh yeah, it's got to have that carpet setting. Just, you know, it doesn't, for being the Narwal Flow, Narwal products, in my opinion, they don't flow. They're just off just a little bit. They do everything they've got their own way of doing everything, kind of. So, no, that's not good or bad. It's just kind of different to what I'm used to. I'm really used to the Roborock Saros, Dream, Mova, these kind of Eufy. They kind of all follow the same path. iRobot's behind them. Shark's even farther behind. So, again, thanks everybody for watching. JustADadApproved.com. I'm also doing channel memberships. If you sign up for the $2.99 a month, you get a custom emoji that you can put when you leave a comment under one of my videos. Like say you like mop pads over mop rollers. Well, you can get the emoji that says mop pads. So that you're like team mop pads. And if you're like team mop rollers, I got an emoji for mop rollers. So you can say team mop rollers. So anyway, just a little bit. We got to have some fun here. We cannot get too serious. I understand these robots are expensive, and I do want to be fair and give some good testing and do some good testing results for them. I will be doing a detailed review, but I got to take it to my house. There's just too much unknown to give it really yay sticker. But we got to have fun. The minute this doesn't become fun, it's going to be really, really hard to do. And I just love what I do. I love giving this kind of dad approach to it, not overly complicated, But even though I don't put pressure gauges on it and I don't count particles, I feel like I hold it to a very high standard. I know that's a little hard to explain, but I don't want to mess with it. If my wife has to use it, I don't want her messing with it. If I'm recommending this, like my sister called, she wanted a robot vacuum cleaner. Well, guess what? If I tell her to buy one and it doesn't work, she's going to like, hey, what are you doing? But she's gonna be like, hey, I got to come over and fix it. So I don't want to, I don't want to, like, we don't want to mess with these. Like, I got enough other stuff to do where we shouldn't have to be like messing with these robots. They can actually help us clean our house and not have to mess with them a bunch. Again, the Narwal Flow is not the best thing since sliced bread. It's going to clean your entire house, do everything for you. We're not there yet. So again, keeping it fun, keeping it real, but very high standards in my opinion, if that makes any sense. When I take them to my house, I can tell if they're cleaning my house. I'm not down there counting particles, counting the amount of particles on the floor and all that, but I can definitely tell if my house, my floor's clean and everything. I'm always constantly on the floor with my dog so I can see. And again, the hassle factor. I think that's just, oh man, it's huge in my opinion. Because man, when you have something, you're just like, I'm ready to throw it out the window, then there's just nothing but frustration. So that's the point of my videos. I don't want to get you something that you're going to have to hassle with it. It's going to do a good job and you're not going to have to call me. So anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks again. This video is not for everybody. It was kind of I don't know how to explain it. They're not all going to be like this. This was just kind of really wanting to put it through the test. I really don't, I just don't know how to do some of these things. So anyway, thanks everybody for watching. JustADadApproved.com. Look for more videos coming. I got the new mop rollers coming and I'll kind of get back to my format of doing testing. They're just, the mop rollers, it's the test, the way these things work, I don't want to get too complicated on it. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching.